Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center as the sun rises over the center. Today is Saturday, the 26th of October. The moon is in Leo right now, and it will shift into Virgo at 11:47 this morning here on the East Coast of the U.S. So we wake up optimistic, and as the day progresses, we figure we're going to roll up our sleeves and get what needs to be done. Not a bad way to spend a Saturday, actually. I've always loved working on Saturdays, and if I'm not seeing clients, I usually do a project around the house, and God knows there are plenty of those. All right, so what about today? The moon, once the moon moves into let's see, which the moon in these two incidences. Okay, so as the moon moves through Leo and gets to the latter degrees of Leo, it finds itself ensconced in a yod configuration, a fickle finger of fate, a finger of God aspect. The moon in Leo, of course, is that self-expressive, creative moon, and can be at times feeling a little bit egotistical. But the yod from Neptune and Pluto asks us, what adjustments need to be made in the way we express ourselves emotionally in order to work in a more collective, evolutionary friendly way, perhaps. I think that's what I want to say. There are a whole bunch of birds in the bushes today, and it seems like they're all like picking seeds and different things. Interesting. A lot of activity. It's supposed to actually get kind of warm, although the birds seem like they're acting like it's going to get cold, so I'm not really sure. I guess you just have to see when you wake up in the morning what the weather's going to be like. At least that's the way it works here in New England. So there's that question to be answered. And then actually the aspect today, a lovely sextile between the sun and the moon. And this sextile opens us up to progressive thinking, to individuation, to more Aquarian ideals. The energy of this particular sextile is Aquarian in nature. So it's a kind of about raising all boats and the like. And so that is the perhaps the discussion at hand, the perspective at hand. How can we work together to make the world a better place? How about that? That sounds good to me. And of course, this is happening, pretty much a week before the elections here in the U.S. And we're in the last quarter of the moon. This sextile is part of that. And then on the 1st, which is on Friday, we have a new moon in Scorpio. Very powerful new moon, which we'll talk about on Moon Shadows. Ona and I will talk on Moon Shadows on my channel. But in the meantime, we're sort of ending this last lunation cycle. And that last lunation cycle began with that solar eclipse, right, in Libra. And so we are sort of, and I say we're sort of at the ends of that eclipse cycle, keeping in mind that eclipse degrees stay active way longer than the eclipse. But we're out of the lunations connected to the eclipse cycle, even though we're not quite. At least the full moon wasn't an eclipse, but I think you understand what I'm saying. And of course, Libra is about fairness and balance and justice. Justice is coming, guys, hard and fast. And there's a lot of scaredy people out there for good reason. And I would say, and I'm talking about people in power, I'm not talking about just the regular folk. But I would say that you're going to hear a lot of stuff this week. And it's like throwing everything at destiny that's coming. And it's going to end up looking like a food fight. And we are progressing. We are progressive. People, America is just waiting, and we've already started to vote. So America is just waiting to show the world who we are. And I have my bet on humanitarian people who are willing to roll up their sleeves and do what needs to be done to build a more perfect union. That's where my bets are on. Now, I'm not a betting person, and I've never really bet too much, except for that one time I went to a casino and